Once again, welcome to our 6 minutes together on the Parsha. And of course, this Shabbos is a special Shabbos. It's called by the name of Shabbos Nachamu, which is named after the Haftorah that we read this Shabbos, in which Yeshayahu says, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, Yomar Elokeichem. That Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, my nation shall surely have consolation, so says Hashem. What is the consolation that comes to the Jewish people following the terrible reminders of the mourning over the destruction of both the first and second Beis Hamikdash? And as we explained last week, we're not really mourning so much about the fact that it was destroyed, but we're mourning over the fact that it had to be destroyed. How do we get nechama from all of this mourning? And the Even Ezra in this week's Sedra gives us a little insight into that nechama. Because Moshe Rabbeinu at the beginning of the Sedra, he is asking Hashem and begging, Va'eschanan el Hashem, he's begging Hashem to allow him to go into the land. And the Even Ezra says, why is this entire Parsha being brought down at this point? And he says, the reason is the Tamzu HaParsha, and the reason behind this Parsha is Lechavev Es Eretz Yisrael, in order to show love for the land of Israel. And what is that love? Ve'im ha'aretz tihiyeh chaviva, and if the land will be beloved, Yishmeru mitzvos Hashem, the people will guard the mitzvahs that God gave us, Shelo yiglu mimena, so that they shall not be exiled from it ever again. If the Jewish people will keep the mitzvahs in the land, then they will never be exiled from it again. The Gemara in Sota at the end of the first parak on Daf Yudalid Omer Aleph quotes Rabbi Samloi, Mipnei ma nis'ava Moshe Rabbeinu likones le'eretz Yisrael. Why did Moshe Rabbeinu want so much to come into the land of Israel? V'chilecho mipirya hutzarech? Did he need to eat the fruits? O lisboa mituva hutzarech? Or did he desire only to satisfy himself from the goodness of the foods of the land? No, not at all, says the Gemara. Ella kach omar Moshe. Here is what Moshe said. Harbe mitzvos nitztavu Yisrael. There are many mitzvahs that the Jewish people were commanded. Ve'ein miskaimim ella be'eretz Yisrael. And they can only be fulfilled in the land of Israel. Et kones anila oretz kedei sheyiskaimu kulam al yadi. I want to go into the land so all the mitzvahs can be accomplished by my performance. So there's a nechama, I guess, in the way that the Jewish people want to take the land and fulfill the mitzvahs in the land, just like Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to fulfill the mitzvahs. That's what the Even Ezra is saying, that the Parsha is telling us about the love of the land in order that we fulfill the mitzvahs of the land. The Baruch Mi Medzibush says, Nachamu, Nachamu, certainly a double expression of Nechama. How does it come about? Ami Yomar Elokeichem. That Hashem says, you are my nation, and we, the Jewish people, are Hashem's nation as we fulfill the commandments. Isn't it an amazing thing, the Jewish people? Aren't the Jews amazing? We go through such terrible times. We go through wars, we go through rockets, we go through Holocaust, we go through destructions. And what do? We sit on the ground and we mourn. We keep the mitzvahs. We watch the commandments. We desire to come into the land in order to fulfill the mitzvahs. Even Moshe Rabbeinu, you'd think he'd be discouraged. The one thing he wanted in life was to go into the land, and yet Hashem told him you can't go in, and he only wanted to go in to do the mitzvahs. But it didn't affect him in terms of his emunah and in terms of his betachan in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He continually kept up that faith. And even after Va'eschanan, he says, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. What a special people. We sat on the ground, we mourned, we lost 3 wonderful young men, then we lost 60 some odd other young men who fought for our land. We mourn over them, we cry over them, but we don't give up. We just don't give up, because we are connected with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that is a nechama. Nachamu, Nachamu, you know how? Ami, we're one whole nation, Yomar Elokechem, says Hashem. We do not give up. We are inexorably tied with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that's the greatest nechama of all, that we are connected with Hashem. And that's why we say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Have a wonderful Shabbos Nachamu.